Hey everybody, it's the Mad Master here. I'm doing a video. So, pardon my last video where things were really messed up with the. I was trying to use my Sony Vegas software on that one. I'm using this, trying to pull out some of my old software and reuse it and see if it works better. I got a new hard drive recently. I'm just trying to like find out if I can do some better editing and some better camera stuff and just I'm gonna try to experiment with some things. But I have like 4 or 5 different video editing programs, so it's kind of funny. But anyways, this video is about the further follow up to the Gina Carano debacle that has been happening. I'm just gonna say a couple of things about that. I ordered a Cara Dune figure from eBay. I paid $60. There was this other guy that did a video where he showed the eBay listings. I think mine was like the $57 one that he listed. I kind of forgot the guy. I bought it. I'm like, well, I may as well just pull the trigger and buy that action figure and support her and her fucking the blacklist that's happening in Hollywood now. Now, I could disagree with half of what she said. I still would support her. For the most part, I don't think that the comparison with Nazis and how conservative or Jews and conservatives are treated, as far as what she said is really apt. But it doesn't mean that I think it was anti-Semitic or racist or anything like that. I think it was just a little bit too melodramatic. But then it becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy when they're canceling her. You know what I mean? So that was stupid. So it's cool because I bought a Gina Carano Cara Dune action figure from eBay, and it's coming in the mail. A couple of years ago, I don't know if people remember this, but the slave Leia from Return of the Jedi action figures were canceled. I fetched one of those up, and the packaging's kind of fucked up that I got from that one, but unless I dropped it or something, I can't remember. But I still have the Slave Leia Black Series Slave Leia Slave. That kind of sounds weird, but laying that all together. But from Return of the Jedi. So I bought that. I don't know if that's worth anything, but I buy a lot of I was buying a lot of Transformers and stuff, but I stopped doing that when I moved. I bought just to talk about action figures. I did buy Blur, not a G1 Blur of Transformers. It's because I wanted to complete the all the G1 movie characters, and they're in my closet somewhere. But I'm not going to do that anymore because it's just like, what am I going to do with them? Just have them in the closet for. Who's in the closet was what was his name? I can't remember the names of all the Transformers. He was actually supposedly a gay Autobot back in the 80s. I can't try to remember the name. I actually like that figure a lot because it's like a race car and it has like the wings and stuff, like it flies and stuff, and then he has a little Latin boyfriend in the series. No joke, no joke. God damn, I wish I can remember that Transformer name. Oh, just it's been a while, so that was really awesome series. I love it. So watching I'm on a totally different track now. Watching G1 Transformers is really entertaining and fun now. I mean, I try to watch GI Joe, and from the 80s, I'm just like, just it strains credulity for me. Transformers is a little bit less because of the fact that they're robots and like there's a lot there, and I think Transformers took a lot more. Well, GI Joe took some chances too. Like I think they have an episode that was like kind of like The Prisoner, or oops, oh shit, I dropped something. No, just calm. So it's like The Prisoner, which I have a button of right here because I'm number 6. The lockdowns are like the village. So yeah, I mean it's one of those things that I I don't like GI Joe as much. The GI Joe comic book, I bought some of the original graphic novels for that, original trades. I mean, I think I have a huge compendium of that somewhere. I have like all these bookshelves. There's some right here, and there's over there too. Believe it or not, there's like two. There's like a huge fucking, so much shit. Um, but yeah, I heard the Larry Hama GI Joe was decent, so I bought a bunch of that. Um, or I bought the compendiums and stuff. I haven't read them yet, but the Transformers IDW and previous Dreamwave comics are actually pretty damn good too. And I know Michael Bay cribbed a couple things from those eras, but totally shit made a shitty version of a lot of that. So Bumblebee being the sole exception because he's a producer on that movie, but it was the first Transformers live action movie that I liked that much, and it actually is decent. But will that continue? I don't know. Will there be a Bumblebee 2? That was really good. I saw it in the theater, and that was pretty fun for a Transformers movie, especially. Transformers the movie, number one, the original one from '86. Number two, Bumblebee. Number three, maybe the first Michael Bay movie. Transformers movies, okay at times, but now I watch a lot of reviews of these Transformers movies, and I'm just like a lot of derogatory reviews about it. But anyways, back to Gina Carano. So it's kind of like the Streisand effect, where you draw attention to something, it becomes bigger, even though you didn't intend to do that. So she's just having all sorts of press and all sorts of popularity because of this whole debacle that happened, And reading Ryan Holiday's book from back in the day, what was it called? I forgot the name of the book. I have it somewhere. I'm kind of like losing my marbles today about like not remembering stuff as much. He talks about how some celebrities will just create bad PR on purpose, and the Barnum and Bailey kind of effect. I don't know if that's what's happening with Gina Carano or some of these people that are getting canceled, but I think it could be like, you never know. Maybe hypothetically, maybe Gina Carano wanted to be out of the contract, so she did all that stuff. Who knows? On purpose, a conspiracy theory. But either way, if it's hypothetically for real what happened, and she's canceled, I support her endeavors of, following through on getting the fuck out of the Disney plantation. Hey, they did do Song of the South. Don't forget. I actually do have Disney Plus. I don't know if I'm going to cancel because there are some things I want to watch, but I don't believe in the whole thing with. Disney is a horrible company. Like I said, I would watch Lindsay Ellis's video about woke Disney, and I also would say do some research on the labor practices and some of the basically guzzling up to China. They accuse the people of being racist, but they took John Boyega out of Star Wars posters on purpose because it would offend the Chinese because they're a little racist. So it's pretty fucked up state of affairs that we're living in right now, might I add. So pretty ridiculous. But yeah, I supported I supported her by buying her action figure. I might cancel Disney Plus soon. I'm not sure. I want to watch the rest of the Mandalorian, like first 2 seasons, and then just cancel it. Maybe I'll just buy it up on DVD or whatever. But yeah, it was kind of expensive, but it wasn't as bad as some of the action figures on there. And they're going up and up, so I'm like, oh, I got it just in time, maybe, before they go into if they do get to like $500 and it's still in good shape in the packaging being sent to me, I probably will sell it, but maybe not. Maybe it's symbolic of this era, like starting up against SJWs. I tip my fedora to that. It's not a fedora, but whatever. It's fucking funny. See, I like making fun of both sides. That's the thing. Like, I just like to poke at both ends of the political spectrum, and in some ways, more and more I'm becoming like, you know, and politically I'm becoming more of an anarchist, I believe. I mean, I think that's going to be probably happening. I don't know. So it's, to some extent, I just don't believe in the structures of the state or structures in general, you know. But I don't believe like an anarchist utopia. I think in a certain way, I believe that it should be like a mirror to the corruption always, regardless of what era we're in. The political thing that I'm pushing is to put a mirror to everything at all times, regardless of, you know, if it goes this way or that way, or, you know, whatever the political compass. Can't get it. The political compass test. What happened to the political compass? That was a thing 2 or 3 years ago. People weren't talking about it. They're like, you're either a Nazi, or you love Joe Biden, or you're a Bernie bro. You know, it's just gotten ridiculous. So, anyways, that's about all. I'm going to be doing some reviews for my blog, Mad Warriors Mental Madness, on this channel coming up. We've got some more people wanting reviews, so that'll probably be in the next video on here. I'm not sure. And pardon me again for that last video being so stuttered and fucked up. I'm just gonna leave it the way it is. Hey, I see Taro Warwick on BitChute. He leaves videos that have all sorts of audio mistakes. Like there was one he posted the other day that had actual like it lowered his voice and shit. It was really weird. But I just can't, you know, I'm not gonna stop and say, oh, I'm gonna redo that video. You know, I'm not gonna do that. I'm just gonna keep doing stuff. It's kind of like music. Like I should. This guy in one of my bands once told me, he's like, I just release everything, you know, or whatever. That was the attitude of him. It's just like, just keep going, you know. I'm like, kind of in that camp. Then I had another person criticize me for saying that I release too much stuff. Like I'll release a demo, a half-assed drum loop demo of a song on my channel, you know, on my Mad Warrior 777 channel, which is my music channel, and you know, release some half-assed demo with bad audio and clipping and stuff where I do the vocals, and just, you know, release everything that I do on my channel instead of official Pathless Land release. But working on that album too. That'll be out probably later this year. Hopefully. I mean, it's been a pain in the ass to record. It's because there's just so many different environments that I've had. I mean, now it's 2 different environments I've had to record it in. That attic room I was in, and now here. You know, it's just like, oh, am I gonna blast full half stacks or 212s in an apartment? I don't think so. But I got plenty of preamps, you know, including my. The other day I pulled out my Mesa Studio preamp, which is modeled after the C++ Mark II C+ amp, which is the classic one used by John Bertucci and James Hetfield, among others. For some reason, this apartment has better audio, even with my monitors that are kind of crazy with a weird mid honk on them, which are up there. And it sounds better. I don't know what it is. Maybe, you know, with that weird triangular cramped room, it just doesn't sound right. It might make mixing and mastering a little bit better, because the one thing I hate about myself. I don't hate my own music, but I hate my mastering and I hate my mixing. I just fucking hate it. So I farm it out, but sometimes even they fuck it up. I'm like, ugh. And then I listen to it on a different device, or, you know, even burn a CD from my car and listen to it. It just sounds like shit, or if it sounds good. So one exception being the master, a couple exceptions, but the one of them being the master of Time Will Tell If Our Love Is Gonna Last, which was a song I recorded a year ago. It's hard to believe, my God. Which is one of my more popular songs. That and Let the Legends Be True were like the 2 hits of Pathless Land, I guess. But yeah, I'm putting that on the new album. I don't know, I'm just babbling, but I don't care. So, like, with regards to that, recorded that song with my ex-girlfriends, and I sent it to her. I don't think she reacted at all, but it was weird. It was funny. I mean, I don't know what I expected. I really didn't expect anything, but it was the funny thing was I was dating her in 2019, and July of 2019 I started putting together that song, and that's when had been dating for a couple months. I was just like this unease and this uncertainty about the relationship. I started coming up with these vocal melodies, and I already had this like hair metal-ish riff, and that I recorded years before, and because I used to have Shoals Rockman, and if you look on my Mad Warrior 777 channel, there's this song that sounds called. There's this like video called "Sounds 80s," fun with a Shoals Rockman soloist, which is where the riff came from, the original riff, and then I kind of built upon that for that song, and yeah, I really like that song. I've been jamming to it a little bit more. But yeah, it's the album is going to be pretty varied, for better or worse. I got some criticism about one of my songs. It's just like whatever. I just got to release what I do. I don't give a fuck, you know. I got some criticism from someone who watches my YouTube videos on here too. One of the thrashier song that I did more recently. It's like then he deleted his comment, but I don't really care. You know, I just release what I release. I do what I do. I got some criticism on Facebook about that song too. You know, I'm gonna probably spice that song up a little bit, but I'm not gonna change it that much. The song's called "At Saturn's Gate," which is based on Clark Ashton Smith, and then it's like a kind of Holy Wars the Punishment Due, because like Holy Wars is about the Palestinian conflict and like the Irish Catholic kind of conflict in Ireland and Northern Ireland, and then the second half of the song is the Punishment Due, which was about the Punisher, the comic. So what I did was at Saturn's Gate, the Resistance is Due or something like that. Yeah, I can't remember, but I do so many songs I can't remember all the titles. And the Resistance is Due. Just read the lyrics. You probably know what it's about. About recent world events. I mean, I'm not going to say that it's like anti-lockdowns. It's just about, you know, conspiracy. You know, if there is a conspiracy, you know, resisting it or whatever, if the world authoritarians trying to take over in whatever, you know, context. So that's what that song's about. But I really do like the album is it's just so all over the place, but that's kind of why it's called Pathless Land. That's why it's kind of a pun. It doesn't have one type of metal that I do, you know. So it's like power metal, progressive metal, a little bit of death metal, or melodic death metal. Maybe even a touch of black metal, a little bit of whatever. Maybe it's not done to the standards of other people, but it's basically myself and session musicians. So I'm trying the best I can with working a fucking full-time job and all the 10,000 other projects like YouTube, for example, that I'm doing. I don't give a shit. So last year, I did have a potential singer. He was really good. And he actually had a vocal coach that is also the vocal coach of this famous power metal band here in Madison. I'm not going to say who they are. You can probably guess. They're the same vocal coach, and things kind of went to. I don't know what happened with that, but I'm deep willing to work with him again for sure. I'm not adverse to outside people at all. I just had so many ideas, you know, starting in 2010 that I wanted to, you know, get them down. This is, I think, I consider this next album my magnum opus as far as everything that I've done. There's some songs from when I was a teenager, some riffs and stuff. Maybe that was a criticism of At Saturn's Gate, because At Saturn's Gate, the riffs are from when I was 15. I had to get it out, you know. I had to write a song with those riffs. Centipede's also another song that I wrote when I was like 15 or 16. It's about William Burroughs' Naked Lunch. If you read the lyrics, it goes all over the place, you know. It's like I just like to write a lot of different types of stuff, but it's going to be a good album. I think I'm going to try to work on the mastering and mixing myself as much as I can. I'm shooting for June 1st as a release date. Let's see how many months I have to record all the guitars. Most of the songs are done. There's one song that has to be worked on, but the majority of the songs are done as far as being written. Recordings, not so much, other than Time Will Tell Us Love Is Gonna Last and Shadows of the Green, um, some other songs like that. There's a couple of songs that are I consider finished, and then there's a couple songs I don't consider finished at all. And it's gonna be a lot of work. It's 13 songs, so and then I got two EPs coming up too. There's one that's a little bit more of a more poppy metal. It's still Pathless Land, but AOR metal, hair metal, whatever you want to call it, EP that has a song that's very deep purplish too. There's a B side that's going to be on it or whatever, and then maybe probably an instrumental as well. And then there's another one that's a little more extreme, more extreme metal. It's kind of some songs that I was working on with my 7-string. So was looking out for that. Anyways, that's all. I'm babbling. Peace out.